Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's Lycan Warlord, the Stash. Hello, everyone. I've got so many things to say and so many things to talk about. I would ask that you grab your favorite beverage, perhaps some popcorn, and hold on to your butts. Disclaimer. Following information is my opinion and is in no way to be interpreted as financial advice. I believe you are all able to make your own decisions and actions based off of your own free will. It is of my humble opinion that if you have anything in your Gala wallet with the information I'm going to discuss in this video, it would behoove you to make sure that it is minted to ETH and removed from any Gala controlled wallet. They have taken players' NFTs before, and with something this large, they could lock everything down. That said, I have no proof, only a hunch, and perhaps a friendly suggestion. I don't do financial advice, but something like this seems to be a negative or red thing that usually has a certain type of impact on things I care nothing of, like ROI or coin prices. I can tell you that I've had several people reach out to me just today telling me they are moving their own property off of the Gala site just in case, and I feel obligated to share that. If you want to stop the video and go handle your business right now, I understand. That's just my 2 cents. Now, why are we gathered here today? For those of you who don't know, we are here to celebrate me being right. I was right. Now I could spend the next 4 hours. I was right. Showing clips of my disdain and disapproval. I was right. For the ensuing defendants and plaintiffs in these cases. I was right. However, I will merely remind you all, I was right. I was banned from the Gala Discord, the main communication line for Gala to their community, by the defendant in one of these court cases. I was right. After this, I will not mention my sentiment again because I was right. You'll all know what it is. What am I talking about? Well, today I was sent numerous messages, tagged in posts, and sent links, PDF, and multiple PDFs. A court case was filed as of August 31st, 2023, also known as yesterday, involving Gala Games' parent company and one of the founders of Gala Games / the founding company, Wright Thurston, and one of his shell companies known as True North United Investments. One of the lawsuits is Benefactor, also known as Eric Schiermeyer, who I will be referring to as Benny from now on because I don't want to misappropriate his name, or mispronounce his name rather, and Gala Games suing Wright Thurston, who I will call WT for the sake of ease, and True North, or TN. And then there's another lawsuit where TN and WT are suing Benny and Gala Games, but also Gala Games is suing them as well. It's a lot. It's a lot. What you need to know is that I'm going to put all of these things that you see in the description below via either a direct link or a Google Drive upload link. Another disclaimer. This is the United States of America, and you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. So any statements need to be interpreted by you, the viewer, as such. That being said, I've never been sued by the SEC or the multi-billion-dollar company that I work for. Moving on. Parties involved. Who is Blockchain Game Partners? Well, who is Blockchain Game Partners? I've just got so many tabs. Is this Blockchain Game Partners? I can't tell. What do you think? Blockchain Game Partners. Okay. BITBENDE'S wife. Interesting. She's the secretary and treasurer. And Wright Thurston, or WT, and Benefactor are no longer secretary and treasurer. Now, when was this? This is this is July 26, 2021. Wow. So BITBENDE'S wife was the secretary and treasurer. BITBENDE'S wife is the secretary and treasurer. BITBENDE'S wife is the president, secretary, and treasurer of Blockchain Game Partners. who, if you've ever looked at any of the terms of service that you've had to sign, you'll see right here at the top, between Blockchain Game Partners, also known as Gala Games or Gala, right? So when you see Blockchain Game Partners, that means Gala Games. It means technically Gala Games parent. Still, it's really interesting how we're BITBENDE'S wife is the president, secretary, and treasurer as of December 7th, 2021. That was right before Galaverse too. Wow. Yeah, so they yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it looks like BITBENDE'S wife is the president, secretary, and treasurer of Gala Games. I didn't know that. Did you know that? That's interesting. Oh, here we go. This makes more sense. Of course, that was clearly clerical error for multiple months and over a year. Clearly, this is much more correct. President, benefactor, and BITBENDE'S wife is no longer president, secretary, and treasurer. That makes more sense. Yeah. What are we doing here? Blockchain Game Partners was founded in 2019, January 16th. If you want to check this out, again, I'll have the link to all this. All these files I was just showing you that clearly show BITBENDE'S wife is the president of Gala Games. Those are all right here. Are you gonna let me click on it or no? No, it's not letting me click on it. Okay. Well. Anyway, you click on all the links here. So that's who Blockchain Game Partners is. All right. So I may say Gala or BGP. I mean this entity, this conglomerate, if you will. Also, just to remind you of names on here, you can see clearly we have Wright, Thurston, WT, and Eric Shiremeyer, aka Benefactor. Signature, as a matter of fact, is from Benefactor, who is, you guessed it, president and director. Okay, but then BITBENDE'S wife is president. So again, we're going to call Benny because I don't want to keep butchering his name. If I am butchering his name, because I feel like everyone's deserving of having their name said appropriately and correctly. All right. So what do we got here? Well, let's look. We've got this, which we will refer to as Case 1. Case 1 is here on the right, and that is Benny suing WT and True North, or TN, as well as So Benny and Blockchain Game Partners, Gala, are suing WT, True North, and themselves. And then if you look on Case 2 over here, this is TN and Gala Games suing Benny and Gala Games, because that makes sense. It really seems like a snake eating its tail, wouldn't you say? But we keep saying True North. Who's True North? What do I have on True North here? I got so many tabs. Okay, so many tabs. Let's see. Session has expired. Oh no. Okay, True North, United Investments LLC, was created in 2017. Wow. Stephanie Thurston, that's the wife of, you guessed it, Wright Thurston, WT. So WT is an active director or officer, which is interesting because if you look at this, which is in case number 1, it clearly says that True North is a Utah LLC. Thurston was True North's sole manager when True North was formed. In March of 2022, Stephanie Thurston replaced him as manager, his wife. Then back again in June of this year, Thurston was again listed as sole manager. So interesting little flip-flopping going on. Almost seems similar to the flip-flopping we just saw with BGP, right? Gala? Interesting. So again, what is this True North, right? Well, True North appears to be owned, created, managed, however you want to word it, by WT, Thurston, And if you look right here in case number 2, you can clearly say that in this we reference BENE'S ongoing actions have damaged and threatened to further GALA, and also threatened True North, TN. And per the founders agreement, which we'll get a little bit later, True North, this is my understanding, is a 44.762% shareholder of BGP, aka Gala Games. So that's interesting. So a company that has 44.762% of the shares in Gala Games is suing itself. That's weird. That's weird. Wouldn't you think that's weird? We'll circle back to that. Okay, we're gonna get back to that. Let's talk about Bitbender for a second. I have a lovely little image here. If you guys would like to see it full screen, I will engage you in that, my friends. What does this say? Someone asked, hey, Bitbender, do you think Gala or Eric is going to release, I'm assuming release a statement, okay? I don't know what the full question was. Bitbender replies, unlikely that a statement will be made. However, it is worth noting that the suit by Wright is in response to another suit filed by Eric a few hours earlier. You can read it here. So chronologically, these two documents, case 1, the one being filed by Benefactor, is chronologically ahead of the one filed by WT, by Thurston. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and either Bitbender is extremely uninformed or is blatantly lying. Either way, we'll return to Bitbender in a moment. However, if you look at this little teeny tiny bit of information, this document is a docket that was filed by, you guessed it, True North against Benefactor. And do you know when this was filed? Well, I'll show you. June 20th, 2023. So in June 20th, probably soon after WT took back control of TN, they filed a $600 million lawsuit against Benefactor and Gala Games. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. This is True North, TN, suing Benefactor. This was filed June 20th. That is not August 31st, in case you were wondering. And it was terminated on the 22nd. Now, it says it was terminated because they didn't finish filing or they didn't have payment or both, something to that effect. I don't know for sure yet. I'm going to have to dig through both documents, which I am going to do. This is just going to cover everything so you know what's going on right now. I'm going to do at least 2 more videos breaking down each of the 2 files that we have. It's going to take me it's going to take me a long time to get through all this. All right? Now, what's, again, important to note is that Bitbender says that this was a countersuit. While chronologically, on to yesterday's date, that makes sense, it's actually factually incorrect. Bitbender is incorrect. Actually, WT filed first and then didn't finish filing. So my guess is that they came to some sort of agreement because plaintiffs demand upon the company. So you see how this is June? You see how this is June? Almost like these dates line up. So they were starting to talk and counsel each other, and then he began to file and then canceled because they agreed to postpone a special meeting, and they kept postponing and postponing. So I have a feeling what happened is WT was preparing this in case Benny was not going to be playing ball, and then it seemed he was playing ball, at which point he withdrew but kept everything ready to go. And then yesterday when Benefactor filed against him, he counterfiled immediately right thereafter. The fact that he filed right away after tells me he already had it ready, which I believe this shows proof of. He already had it ready to go. And again, this $600 million travels through both the one that got canceled and the current one. So you can see right here, $600 million is mentioned again. So I think that all makes sense. All right, we're going to start with case number 1, which is, if we go back to the top, Benefactor and Gala suing WT, True North, and Gala itself. We're gonna scroll. I got some little bookmarks here. We're gonna chew through these. Okay. Summary of the action. This is a shareholders derivative action brought for the benefit of Gala Games against WT and his investment vehicle, True North United Investments, LLC. Thurston is one of 2 directors of Gala Games, and he controls True North, a 40.927% shareholder in the company. I don't know what that means. I think that means that's how much they own of Gala Games or slash blockchain game partners. I'm not too sure. We're going to have to look at it. But if you notice, those numbers are different. If you come right here, it says 44.762%, and in this one it says 40.927%. So they can't even agree on the same thing. Also, one thing of note, this is more information on Wright Thurston if you want to Google him. Blockchain Jedi is apparently his username in the Discord. I don't remember seeing him very much. I don't remember interacting with him. But we have some other stuff that's going to pop up, okay? You can see this little happy family here. Oh, what? Who are these people? Is that Wright Thurston, Eric Shiremeyer, Jason Brink, and Michael McCarthy all in the same video? Wow. Interesting. So they can't deny they know each other, right? Obviously they know each other. And obviously these were all pivotal people in the creation of Gala Games, right? Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, back to case 1. All right. They're alleging that WT and or True North stole cryptocurrency from Gala Games in the amount of 8.6 billion Gala. Read that again. 8.6 billion Gala coins. That's what they're alleging. Okay. They also allege that he stated he was going to hold, but instead he moved the tokens through a complex web of obfuscatory transactions, i.e. he was hiding what he was doing. Okay. He was able to exchange, hide, or sell approximately $130 million worth of stolen Gala before Gala Games could stop him. Okay. It alleges he also stole Node, and then we got some more stuff we'll get into later. So, this is where I find it interesting. We see this is about True North, that it's WT's company. Okay. Then we've got facts. Now, I put facts LOL because it's funny. In Benefactor's document, it just says facts, correct? Okay, you agree that says facts? If you look at case 2, it just says factual allegations. I find that funny. I don't think facts is the legal term that you're supposed to use for this part, but I found that funny. Facts versus factual allegations. I don't know if you can call it, I don't know if you can just say facts, you know? I think factual allegations sounds more correct. All right? So anyway, so we'll just skim through these. Thurston's history of failed companies, alleged fraud litigation. So he goes back through all the multiple companies that the co-founder of Gala Games has been a part of. In case you didn't hear that in the back. Elevate Communications, Block United. Okay. All of this we're going to skim over. But just know, all right, these guys were all buddies at one point. Okay? They were all buddies. Now, the big one that hit the list is that the SEC is suing WT and his company Green United. Also found interesting, I have this document which shows WT and Green United suing True North and Block Brothers. So, if we come back... But it's so convoluted, man. There's Block United, which I don't know if that's Block Brothers, but I don't think it is. I don't, it's ridiculous, okay? So look at this again. Green United and WT and Christopher Cohn, so that they're all together, right, in Green United, are suing True North, which he's already a part of. Why do they keep suing themselves? That's what I want to know. What does that mean? Okay? Management. Okay. I put lie right here. Since the company's inception, have been the only 2 directors of the company. Why do I feel like that's a lie? Maybe it's because BITBENDER'S wife is listed. Now, to be fair, she was never listed as a director, right? To be fair, she was never listed as a director. However, she was listed as the president. So... maybe it's not a lie. Maybe they're being honest. Maybe that is a truthful statement. Plaintiff is the president and chief executive officer of the company under the company bylaws, exercises general supervision over the business of the corporation and over its several officers. Okay. Since the company's formation, the plaintiff has dutifully managed the operations of the company and performed his obligations to act in the best interests of the company. Do you really believe that? Do I need to pull up all the fucking screenshots of the stuff he said? Do I need to do that? No, I don't think so. Thurston was involved early on. Again, there's so much here we got to go through, okay? We're talking about theft here, okay? Company savings wallet sat untouched between September 20th and February 2021. Then the company wallets started being empty. And they're claiming that 8.6 billion of those were moved, i.e. that's the stolen Gala. So they're alleging that either WT or True North did that. From 43 of the company's savings wallets. So Gala Games, whenever we looked at it, we saw like 11 or 12. Gala Games had 43 wallets, black and white. They had 43 different wallets. Why do they have so many wallets? Ask yourself that. Could it be obfuscation that was mentioned earlier? Why would you need to have 43 wallets? So Gala Games confronted Thurston, who explained he had simply moved the Gala to Thurston wallets for safekeeping. Plaintiff demanded Thurston return the stolen Gala to the company's savings wallet, but Thurston refused. The stolen Gala represented approximately 20% of the total Gala minted and more than 100% of the total amount of Gala in circulation at that time. If Thurston had sold all of the Gala easily would have collapsed. I don't think that you're going to have to wait on him to do that. Anyway, let's move on. This is more his smart boxes and green boxes, which he's getting sued by the SEC for. That's all in black and white. Okay. Then here's where we get to the dates that I think are interesting. The June 6th, 7th, 16th, and 20th. They agreed through council to postpone their special meeting until June 29th. So that's what's interesting, is that while this was going on, while they're playing tit for tat, actually WT was filing. And then we go to the counts. They keep talking about fiduciary duties, good faith, loyalty, and candor to the company, misusing of his access to steal 8.6. That's their big allegation. Again, this should be trackable, right? So this is something I'm going to do in the next couple videos, is I'm actually going to try and track all this stuff down. Okay? We have all this stuff. We have concealing that the company, the people were suing him, misusing his position of control to promote his green venture, all these things. Okay? Count 2. They deprived the company of its Gala tokens and license by nulling, exercising control over them without authorization. It all kind of ties back into the same thing. Plaintiff restates, alleges, and incorporates false statements to the company. So he lied to Gala by count 4. Plaintiff blah, blah, blah. Stolen Gala, stolen license. So he's also claiming that he stole nodes, by the way. I'm claiming he stole nodes and sold them. Taking the stolen Gala license for the company, defendants conferred a benefit upon themselves. Okay? This is all kind of just repeating the same thing in different ways. And then shareholder of the company. Plaintiff is currently a shareholder of the company and has been a shareholder of the company during all of the events complained of herein. Thurston is a director of the company. There are 2 directors, WT and Benny. On June 6th this year, he issued a written demand to the company seeking, among other things, removal of Thurston as a director. As is set forth above, Thurston, through counsel, confirmed that he voted against calling for a shareholder vote to remove himself as director. Yeah, I bet he did. I bet he did do that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I don't want to vote on removing myself. Yeah. Now, this is interesting. Removing of Thurston as director of the best interest of the company. Yeah, and we'll get to that later. And then we have Exhibit A, which is basically just all of the legal trouble that Thurston has been in. What's great is they got screenshots. I love it. We've got nodes ready. Let's talk about the green or the blocks miners. We have a screenshot from Thurston's screen. There's a lot here, man. There's a lot here. We have some names here. We could probably figure out who the hell those are. We have Thurston entities. We have so many like shell companies, and it's ridiculous. To Jason and Wright Thurston. Hey, buddy, we're trying to get a hold of you. We really need to move. We need to chat and lock stuff down. That was on September 22nd. I'm assuming that's Bitbender. I don't know. All right. Oh no, I'm sorry. Here, Jason Anderson. That's not Bitbender. Excuse me. All right, more stuff, and then we've got photos at the end. Right. Okay. Cool. That's case 1. How do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel good? Do you feel good? Okay. All right. I need to take a little drinky poo. Let's move on to case 2, shall we? Case 2 is True North TN / WT suing Benny and Gala. All right. Why are we here? Brings a complaint against benefactor for corporate waste, conversion, unjust enrichment, and removal of Benny as a director and president of BGP. True North alleges the following on information and belief, except as allegations specific complaints to True North, which are based on actual knowledge. Basically saying everything we're saying about True North is true because we are TN. Right. Okay. This action arises out of an unlawful scheme and course of conduct pursuant to which Benny, without board or shareholder knowledge of approval, caused Gala Games to sell off and waste millions of dollars in company assets, including burning off approximately $600 million in Gala and shareholder assets. I do recall saying that their burn wasn't really a burn. Interesting. Caused Gala to lend millions of Gala funds to himself for personal interest. Usurped corporate opportunities by forming entities in Switzerland and Dubai. Interesting. To pursue business opportunities that rightfully belong to Gala and inserting himself as the controlling shareholder. I wonder what entities that could be. Perhaps Gala Music, Gala Film. Caused Gala to operate without notice to or input from True North's manager, WT, thus eliminating Thurston's ability to help guide Gala to the benefit of the company and shareholders. Caused Gala to operate within material defective financial controls and or to provide materially incomplete or incorrect information to Thurston. Caused Gala to fail and refuse to provide True North and Thurston with corporate records despite repeated requests, and engaged in systematic, intentional, and deceptive behavior to the detriment of Gala and its shareholders. Wow. That sounds like a lot of fun. Benny's actions have been ongoing and seriously damaged and threaten to further damage Gala. I think we can just say unequivocally both of these actions are going to hurt Gala Games going forward. The rights and interests of True North and various other minority shareholders arising under the founders agreement, we mentioned that earlier, from its position as a 44.762% shareholder of Gala Games. So again, here we have that difference in number, which is interesting. Why are we here? We just read through all of that. Again, this is 45% approximately. By this action, True North seeks to rectify the harm to the company caused by benefactor. And then our parties involved. Now, TN is a Utah LLC. True North is now, and since the founding of the company, always been a shareholder of Gala Games. True North's members are all of these trusts. Okay. Upon information and belief, Benny is an individual residing in the state of California. Benny has been a Gala director since its inception in January 2019 and has been its president since around 2021. Now let's check that information real quick. Yeah, it sure seems like BITBENDE'S wife is the president. Sure seems like that's December 7th, 2021, and BITBENDE'S wife is president. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just throwing that out there for you guys. What we got? The founders agreement. Okay, this keeps coming up, right? The founders agreement, the parties agreed that Gala would earn revenue, cryptocurrency, digital assets, and rewards, common rare legendary game items, NFTs, which they're not NFTs, and other consideration form, and hold equal stock or other equity interest in each of the Gala companies, collectively the ownership. The parties agreed to equitably share and participate in the ownership, 50-50. So 50% went to Benny, 50% went to TN, aka Thurston. Okay? Gala's 100 million shares were divided between Benny and TN, where they each received 50 million shares. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't know Gala Games had shares. Did you know that? Wow. Importantly, they agreed not to circumvent or to compete with Gala companies in a manner to earn income, hold ownership, vote, or earn rewards. So they basically agreed to keep everything equitable. Again, we had best friends over here, right? We have best friends right here, right? These are best buddies. These are best friends. Look how happy they are. Look how happy they are. That's best friends. Wow. Right? Equitable, 50%. Right? 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 Okay, non-competitive. Again, we go over all that. Directors, once again, the directors have always been WT and Benny. I find it funny that they put WT first and not Benny, because obviously they're the ones writing it up. Okay, BGP launches Gala Games. BGP, the company that does is Gala Games. So again, BGP is the parent company, right? All right. During the first 2 years, they were both in charge of it. They both contributed millions of dollars, both in the form of USD and cryptocurrency, to develop Gala Games. In exchange, BGP allocated 14,000 nodes between True North and Benny. Let me read you that again. Benny has 7,000 nodes. I've said this before on stream. People didn't believe me. Here it is in black and white. Benny has 7,000 nodes, as does WT. Thurston has 7,000 nodes. Now, if you've ever looked at a node vote, that's a whole lot. Yeah. Nodes individually owned by Tian and Benny started earning Gala in July of 2019. The first distribution on the Ethereum blockchain was in September of 2020. On September 12th, 2020, Benny received 2.3 billion Gala from his node rewards, which were deposited into his private wallet, to which he alone held the private keys. Well, that's the way wallets work. Okay, September 12th, 2020. Let's go to Gala Coin Market Cap. Now, what day did that say? September 2020. So it wasn't worth a hoot, right? It wasn't worth a hoot. It was less than 1 cent, right? Still, that's billions. Billions of Gala. All right? On the same date, True North says they only received 1.9 billion Gala. Okay? Also, we talk about here, again, we're going to go over this ad nauseum. BGP acquired SANDBOX. I didn't know that. This is an allegation. Benny used BGP assets for personal gain, acts on behalf of BGP without board approval, and burns off millions of Gala tokens. So he's used unilateral control of BGP. During that time, Benny has flouted BGP's founding and charter documents and has covertly acted and engaged in transactions on behalf of Gala, assets, earnings on benefit. For example, go ahead and take a sip of your drink there, ladies and gentlemen. Caused BGP to send millions of dollars of cryptocurrency to, oh, who's that? BITBENDER? Wait a second. Did Benny send millions of dollars of crypto to BITBENDER for an unknown reason? Wow, that's interesting. Caused BGP to distribute valuable FTs to himself and select. So they're helping each other out. They're front running and insider trading. Whoa, that's interesting. By design, those should have been distributed among the Gala community. I agree. Caused BGP to intentionally destroy hundreds of millions of dollars of asset value by burning tokens. Misappropriated millions of dollars. Using funds for buying, renting, real estate for personal use, transferring company assets into his own name or the names of entities that he owns or controls, using company funds to hire architects, construction companies, and designers for personal real estate, moving company funds into personal accounts. That sounds like a fucking piece of shit, doesn't it? Caused BGP to pay $5 million towards an installment purchase of a corporate jet for Benny's personal benefit, despite the BGP board previously agreeing to sell the jet / BGP's position. Benny out here with jets, baby. This really is the part that you just need to just soak this in. You got BitBender getting sent millions of dollars of crypto for no reason we don't know, buying real estate. I don't know what to tell you. Then we talk about the how WT didn't want to do Gala V2 tokens, right? They announced that they would be upgraded to V2. Contrary to the public announcement, Benny did not cause BGP to upgrade all tokens. In fact, upon information and belief, Benny directed BGP not to replace billions of the V1 token held by True North and other shareholders. Instead, Benny directed BGP to deposit the replacement tokens to wallets controlled by Benny personally. So we're accusing Benny of putting True North's coins into his wallet. Benny's Gala upgrade caused substantial harm to BGP's value by, among other things, causing cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase to delist Gala and render worthless all Gala held by other Gala holders whose token were not accessible to BGP at the time of conversion. It also directly damaged True North and others who lost all their value in Gala V1. Upon information and belief around the same time, Benny caused BGP to burn billions of Gala V2 belonging to BGP shareholders, again, without board approval. In total, Benny caused BGP to burn around 21 billion Gala V2 tokens, including many replacement tokens belonging to shareholders. The burn destroyed more than $600 million in assets. Now, it goes on further. I just love this part, okay? I love this part. While the company board unanimously voted on January 11, 2023 to liquidate non-crypto assets because of general downturn in the various cryptocurrencies and the digital assets economy, Benny instead directed an installment payment of $5 million to be made a purchase of a Gulfstream airplane on April 2023 for his personal use. What? I can't wait to look into this. Holy shit. This is awesome. It's fucking, by the way, it's fucking terrible. This is atrocious. But the point is, it's juicy. Okay. Then we get into all this. Breaches of duty, talking about fiduciary responsibility. Same shit that was in the other one. Control of the nodes. Upon information and belief, Benny recently announced that BGP would distribute 8,000 nodes to employees. So they don't have to pay for nodes. So they can keep making money off of the nodes. Interesting. Wow. And if they shut off TN's nodes, they will deprive them of valuable digital assets over time. Okay. Derivative BGP. So basically what he's saying here is that what Benny's done has affected BGP. Bylaws require a supermajority of 75% of shares. And since TN and Sharemeyer both own about 44%, you can't get to 75 that way. Okay? First claim relief. We're not going to go over all this extremely deeply. Just know they're saying Benny didn't do his job, just like Benny said WT didn't do his job. Okay? And they want $600 million or more. Okay? Now, BGP burned 21.9 billion Gala. Okay? What else? Wrongful action Sherman was justly enriched at the expense of and detriment of BGP and its shareholders, including True North. The Wyoming Business Act talks about how they have the legal right to go and deal with all this. Fifth claim talks about True North has suffered and will continue to suffer damages in the amount to be determined at trial, but which are at least in excess of $75,000. Look, there's a big gap between $75,000 and $600 million. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay? Benny has no right to claim or exercise ownership over any Gala tokens belonging to True North, whether V1 or V2. That is correct, right? If those were True North's tokens, then Benny has no authority over them, right? Just like he has no authority over your tokens. If Gala is to keep what they're supposed to do. Okay, and then the prayer for relief is that we want at least $600 million and also another $150 million from my people. So, that's it. We're going to go over that in more detail in another 2 videos because, my God, there is just so much going on. Are you ready? Let's try and let's. So what does this all mean? Well, I think it means Benny does not need to be the leader of Gala Games. I also think it proves Gala's other director, Wright Thurston, needs to be removed also. What do I think needs to happen as of this point in time? Today, right now. As soon as this video goes out, what do I think should happen? Effective immediately, Benefactor, WT, and Bitbender, because he's complicit in this now, need to be removed from this company immediately without severance. Bucks, who I've met in person. She seems like a wonderful human being. I think she's squeaky clean in this, but I don't know. We don't have all the evidence here. We just have accusations. If she is so truly clean, appoint her as director. If you need a second director or a full board of directors, it needs to be appropriately placed people. You can't just keep using the same filth. It doesn't work. Furthermore, anyone that gets implicated in either of these lawsuits needs to be removed also. The slate needs to be purged clean with fire, not just water and soap. I will take over for Bitbender. I'll be the new president of blockchain. Let me, someone who actually cares about the community and the people within it, actually be in a position to help care and show love to those that have helped build Gala to what it is today. Not someone who gets millions of dollars sent to them, allegedly, for unknown reasons. If you don't want me, fine. Gala, you don't want to hire me, fine. I understand. There are plenty of other people in the community that could do a good job as well. You need to stop allowing these thieves to be in a place of power. Hell, I can run Townstar while I do Bitbender's job, because Q Sarah, who I think is in charge of Townstar, is about as capable as running Townstar as Benny is at buying airplanes. Regardless, this is now all information for you to have, to do with what you will. I will be putting all these links down below. I might miss a couple. I apologize. I will do my best to get them all in the description. I want the community to thrive again. I would love to see the happiness, the sincerity, the jovial nature that the 2021 into 2022 Gala community had. It was all about love. It was all about caring for each other. I want that back. And I truly believe we can get there. However, that cannot and will not happen if these treacherous, selfish, vile people are still in charge. We can only sit here and wait to see what Gala does. They will soon be in crisis management mode, trying to snuff out any flames that start to smolder. I beseech you, if what you've seen here today bothers you to your core, do something about it. You know you won't be able to say much in the Discord, but there are other ways to make an impact. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Shit rolls downhill. This is what's been at the top of the hill since 2019. And it's been rolling downhill now for at least 2 years. Greed and power have consumed them. Maybe they were always this way, but now they are like rats fleeing a sinking ship. Eating each other's tail, counter-suing each other, both claiming the other's wrong. And we'll have to wait and see what the evidence shows. I'm going to continue to dig into both of these documents. There is a lot here, and there is a good bit that can be proven. I will continue this series in 2 more installments at the very least. I'd like to do 1 deep dive on each document and see if we can correlate any dates between them. So maybe we'll do a follow-up. We'll do 3 more videos once I've got all my dates and everything sorted. I want to go over every particular thing in these lawsuits because they need to be fully explored to the fullest extent that we can. Some should be provable, but we're going to find out together. If you got any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. Again, do your best to speak out your mind peacefully in the Discord. If you can, they also might just ban you, like they did me. Also, Discord is the easy way to get a hold of me. I've got links for that down below. I've got a Patreon, I've got a YouTube if you'd like to support me. Regardless of which, I hope you're doing okay. I know this is a lot, and I hope that we can move forward and hopefully right the ship before it sinks. And it's going to take all of us together as a community to come together and do that. I'm Lycan Warlord, the Stash. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Ooh, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to shout out my Patreons from Patreon, and my new YouTube members as well. I got that going. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. Your help has been crucial to keeping me alive and keep streaming and keep helping and hopefully entertaining you along the way. Anything I can do to make it more worth your while, please let me know down below. Also, you can find me on my Discord. I have my Discord server link down below, Patreon links down below, and then membership should be somewhere around here. Thank you all so very, very much. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to the future, and I hope you will come along for this journey with me. Thank you. Take care.